This is the fun part, because we all can read the code, and I can get 10 people to read the same code section, and we all get a different interpretation. So this is the kind of things that I need you guys to start thinking about, because this is what we're looking at. The first question is this battery energy storage system inside a building or a cabinet? If it's inside of a building, we have the loss history to be very nervous about that. If you put them in non-occupiable cabinets outside, it's not as concerning for me, because now I don't have to worry about putting my folks in harm's way to try to get inside. If there's someone that fell down, someone that got hurt, whatever it might be, I don't have to put my people in harm's way. We go from a safe distance, spray water where we want to spray water, and let it burn. So that's the first question. I believe the industry, especially on the utility side, is doing a really good job about going towards outdoor non-occupiable cabinets, but obviously we still have some. I know data centers and those type of facilities are still looking at the indoor Conex box type. But obviously, from my point of view, if you're going to put it inside a building where I can go inside either Conex box or actual building, the code requirements are going to be much more stringent. You guys should be looking at the results of the HMA. You guys should be having conversations with your engineering firm, whoever you hired to do the HMA, and have a discussion and be prepared to present it to me. Because the questions that you guys come up with are the same questions that I have. How are we going to deal with these consequences of failure? What is your system going to do? A big one these days is, where are you going to put these things? I have two in the city of Phoenix that are in very populated areas. My requirements are going to be a lot different than a fire chief or fire marshal I'm working on the west side of Phoenix, in Power Alley, where there's no houses within 15 miles of the batteries. Well, that's totally different. I'm worried because if the vapors get out, if we have a fire, I'm going to have a smoke cloud. It's going to go somewhere, and where is it going to impact? So where's the location? Obviously, we can't help it. If we need to put in populated areas, we do. You just realize it's going to be a lot more stringent than what happened in the middle of nowhere. And I stress that every single installation is different. So just because you put the same technology, the same exact design in one location, it may not work in another location based on the fact that now you're more populated. So keep that in mind when you guys are installing these or looking to install these. Do your research. What is the local history of fires? When McMicken happened, I can almost guarantee you that the fire marshal from Surprise, if you came to him within a few months of McMicken and said, hey, I want to put a battery energy storage system in, he'd probably say, hell no. We just heard 4 firefighters. Of course it's going to be no. Okay. What is the history? And also, as far as what is the history, what have they done? Are they like Phoenix, where we changed our entire code so we seem like we know a little bit more about it? Do you think the capabilities of Phoenix is going to be a lot different than the capabilities of a volunteer? No offense to the volunteer fire departments, to a volley type department? Of course. Should that impact your design? It could, definitely could. But understanding what is our capabilities. In Phoenix, we don't have borders. We have automatic aid. So we can bring in a ton of resources if we have a battery energy storage system fire. If I'm a volunteer fire department in the middle of nowhere in the desert in Arizona, do I have the same capabilities? And you guys have to look at that. And what's the code knowledge? I talked to a lot of people around the country about, batteries and what the code is, just to get everybody on the same page. Because once again, a lot of times, if someone doesn't know something or feel comfortable with something, it's going to be a no. Just because they don't understand the codes, they don't understand the technology, it's going to be a no. We have to get past that. I am trying to do my best to train up people throughout the country to get everybody on the page, but you may run into a jurisdiction that doesn't have the code knowledge that some other jurisdiction might. That's your opportunity to help them out, educate them, help them. Call us as soon as possible. I beat this horse to death for months now. If you think that you might be going into a spot, call that AHJ, call that fire department, Call that building department and say, hey, we're thinking of doing this. I just had a conversation with a company that they're 2 years out, and the original vision is they're just going to build cabinets. That's it. And then 3 years from now, they're going to start bringing in batteries. That's perfect. Let's start talking about this. Is your warehouse adequate? What do we need to do? Understand the processes. Does Plan B go to the fire department? Does it go to the county? Does it go to the building official? What's the appeal process? Let's say you've got alternate means and methods. How do you put that in? You have the large scale fire testing. Is it through the appeal process? And create that open dialogue. Code allows us to do third-party technical assistance. Don't be afraid of that. If you come to me with a very technical battery system, I might require third-party technical assistance to help me. It benefits you, helps me, and it benefits you guys. Best way to interpret the code is create partnerships. Start talking. Sooner we talk, the better. Meetings as soon as possible. Pre-construction meetings, timely meetings, regular scheduled meetings. Just throw a meeting. Hey, let's meet every month. And then we can always change it. Get my phone number. Get my email. What are my work hours? Because if I don't respond to you, then well, yeah, it's 4 o'clock here, but yet it's 7 o'clock on the East Coast. And make sure you answer your phone calls and emails. That's always important. Start with your timeline and then work backwards. Keeping in mind that Plan B can take months. Open communication is the key. We got to communicate with each other. And we want the same thing. Everyone wants project completion. We're not the stumbling block. We shouldn't be the barrier. But you still have to go through us in order to get project completion. So we have the open communication. We're hopefully going to get success and completion. Avoid errors. Understand what code edition I am. If you come to me and say that you want to work under the 2021 International Fire Code, that's not me. If you tell me you want to do the base 2018 Fire Code, that's not me. Or the Phoenix Fire Code, we amend it. What edition am I on? What edition of 855 do I adopt? If I say no for a reason, and then you give me a compelling argument to change my no from a yes, yeah, hey, my mistake, let's move on.